5 years from now, you're either en route to signing your first pro contract or you're still stuck copying drills from TikTok. And it all comes down to this one choice. It's not a magic pill, it's not a motivational speech from your coach, it's not even that expensive pair of boots that you've been eyeing. It's a decision that's so stupidly simple it might even come around as fake. But this decision will determine whether you live your dreams as a pro or you're still stuck imprisoned in the Sunday League. Let me introduce you to the most expensive decision of your football career. And yes, it's the most expensive decision because every time you waver away from it, you're paying for it with your dreams. The players that you admire, they're not superhuman. They don't have some magical DNA that you don't have. They've just adopted an identity, one that allows them to train not because they want to become footballers, but because they are footballers that haven't been discovered yet. Now here's what most players get wrong, and you probably do too. You want to achieve your dreams first, and then you want to adopt the behaviors that make you a pro footballer. But it does not work like that. You tell yourself, once I've signed that pro contract, then I'll go all in, then I'll know that it's worth my time. But that's not how you become a pro footballer. And with that mindset, you're not even close to becoming a pro footballer. A writer does not become disciplined after their book has become a bestseller. They're disciplined because writing is their job and they identify as being a writer. That's why writing is all they do all day long. A bodybuilder doesn't struggle to go to the gym because the entire identity is tied to looking and being in the best shape possible. It comes naturally to them. They adopt the traits that will make them the person that they want to become, and that's why they become what they want to become. It's like an investment. You can't get a return on it until you first put money into the funds. And you're struggling with training so much because you don't identify as a footballer. You're on the fence about it. You're not sure if it's worth your time. I know that when I skip a training session, it eats me alive because my identity is tied to being a footballer, even though I'm still working on that first pro contract of mine. You see yourself as someone who wants to be a footballer and not someone who is a footballer, and that's why skipping training comes naturally to you. Now, as much as you want to disagree with me, your behavior is tied to your identity and not your goals. Every action that you take reinforces that identity, whether it's in the direction that you want or you don't want. When you wake up at dawn, have the right breakfast, and head out to train when everyone is asleep, it shows you how much you respect that identity and how much you want it. For the professionals, it's easier. They get paid to play football. It's their job. Their identity pretty much sums up itself. But it's you who's looking to sign your first pro contract that needs to have an even stronger identity, and you need to believe that this is who you are if this is what you want to achieve. So how do you associate yourself with this identity? How do you ensure that every decision that you make takes you closer to your dreams? The way I see it, there's only one way, and that is to have a routine. You need a routine that keeps you from wavering, one that allows you to wake up in the morning and not have to think about what you need to do, which then prevents your brain from not doing anything. Now, I know a lot of you are probably working or you're in school depending on what age you are, so I'm not going to give you just one routine. I'm going to share my routine with you, and then I'm going to give you elements that you can add so that you can build your own routine that works for you. This is what my routine looks like. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I get up in the morning and I head out to train and I do a sprint session. Now, depending on how intense that session is, I may or may not do a fitness workout afterwards. These are also the days that I go to the gym in the afternoon, and I may or may not sprinkle some ball work in the evening. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I either go for a walk in the morning or I do a cardio session and I do a ball session in the evening. And my Saturdays and Sundays are optional. Now, if you're wondering how I'm able to manage all of this, it's because my job is pretty flexible and I work from home, so I do have the flexibility to work around it. Now, you may not have this flexibility, so here's what you can do instead. First, figure out whether you want to do 1 session or 2 sessions a day, and then pick one category to work on, which is either technical or physical. In the technical category, you've got 5 things that you can work on. You can either work on ball control, heading, shooting, passing, or dribbling. And in the physical category, you also have 5 things that you could work on, which is either speed, strength, agility, coordination, or cardio. So pick one and focus on this for the entire session. Now, I go into this in more detail in this video, so you can check it out if you want. Do this at the same time every day if possible. This will teach your brain to get into a routine so that when comes that time, it will be easier for you to get into that state of mind and you won't have to struggle to actually begin your training session. Of course, this isn't just about your mornings. It's about building the identity of the person that you want to become. An hour a day is 365 hours a year. That is what you want to accumulate. The goal is to compound your efforts so that something tiny can over time accumulate and become something huge or something magnificent, like a snowball. Now you stack that over 5 years and you've adopted a pro footballer's mindset. And now it's not about if you will be scouted, it's just about when will you be scouted. Every time you say, I want to become a footballer instead of I am a footballer, you're programming yourself for failure. It's not a magic pill that you're waiting on, it's these small actionable steps that you can take every single day. It's your alarm clock and your eagerness to back up what you say you want with what you actually do. You won't feel it tomorrow, you won't feel it next week, but give it 90 days. 90 days of training like the footballer that you actually want to become, not like the footballer that you are. And one day you will wake up and say, this is exactly where I belong. But of course, you can keep waiting. You can keep saying that you want it, but still acting like the player who hasn't decided what they want to do with their life. You can let another season slip by while you watch other players get the opportunities you wish you had. The choice is yours, but I will tell you this. If you hit the snooze on this one, you will have to live with the unlived potential inside of you. Thank you for watching. I hope you've gained something valuable from this video.